Yo, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet VGC video. I'm your host, Jose Rocks, and today we have episode 5 of Pokemon Spotlight. So today the Pokemon that we're going to be spotlighting is going to be Armarouge. So Armarouge has made a huge comeback in Regulation D. It fell off a lot in Regulation C, and this was large part to the plethora of dark types that were running around. Of course, when Regulation C was introduced, it introduced 4 new dark type Pokemon, right? It was Chien-Pao, Chi-Yu, let's put it right here, Chi-Yu, Ting-Lu. Took me a while to learn all their names by heart too, but now I know all their names. Wo-Chien. So even though Wo-Chien wasn't that common, these 3 pretty much were on almost every team, right? At least one of them. And usually when you see Armarouge and Didi, they're going to be brought to the battle, right? And then this hard counters pretty much Armarouge and Didi if you are not in Trick Room. And even if you do get Trick Room up, they have a lot of teammates and things that can deal with Armarouge, right? Plus, if this core has anything like an Arcanine with Snarl or just any other like Tyranitar, even though it's been around since Regulation A and B, it was a lot more prominent when it came to dealing with Armarouge, right? And if they see Armarouge on your team, they're gonna bring their dark types, they're gonna bring Tyranitar, and that just made it really hard, right? But now in Regulation D, we don't see Tyranitar at all. Wo-Chien is very low usage, but it is a little bit higher usage than Ting-Lu, but we don't see Ting-Lu at all, right? And we see Wo-Chien just a little bit, and then Chi-Yu sort of. Maybe like on Sun teams or with Flutter Mane, but you still don't see it that often. And it's really just Chien-Pao, right? I don't think there's any other dark types that are really that common right now. King Gambit fell off. King Gambit, I do believe, is still good. It's just not good right now, but I do believe people will find a niche for it. And Brute Bonnet, Cybertron did make a new video featuring it to show that it's still pretty good, but it likes to tear into ghosts, but it's still not going to be that common, right? Grimmsnarl is pretty common, but Armarouge teammates usually deal with it. And Grimmsnarl itself is just not a full check to Armarouge, right? It just resists. It's immune to the psychic type attacks. Meowscarada's not around, and Moltres is sort of kind of relevant, but you don't see it as much as you see Chien-Pao, right? So it's really only Chien-Pao. So they don't have dark types. Armarouge and Didi is really able to sweep. And a good thing that Didi is a really good partner for Armarouge right now, even more so than it used to be, is because instead of the safety goggles or Psychic Seed set, is now running Rocky Helmet, right? Which helps you deal with the Chien-Pao, Dragonite, Urshifu things, right? They don't like to be chipped with the Rocky Helmet. And there's a cool strategy, right? That if you have like a Flutter Mane and you boost your energy speed, right? And then you just go for a Dazzling Gleam and you get Chien-Pao down to his sash, right? You get Chien-Pao. Let's see. You outspeed Chien-Pao with the booster energy. You get it down to his sash. If it goes for Ice Spinner on Indeedee, the Rocky Helmet would KO Chien-Pao before the terrain vanishes, right? And that's like a cool little mechanic that can help you deal with the Chien-Pao being able to remove Indeedee's terrain, right? And then like just in Trick Room, like if you have this up and you're moving first and you're able to KO Chien-Pao with like Dazzling Gleam and Heat Wave, which I do recommend Heat Wave in this format. Under Trick Room, Heat Wave is just the spread coverage is really good right now. Even though Armor Cannon hits harder, the Heat Wave just feels really nice right now to deal with like Amoonguss and things like that. And then of course you want to run Grass Terror. If you're not running Grass Terror, then you want to run Safety Goggles, right? But if you have Grass Terror, then you can go for the Life Orb set, and you're just dealing a lot of damage with this set, right? And then of course Trick Room, and this allows you to like successfully get up Trick Room like really easily, and also like threaten. You know, it's hard to deal with Indeedee. Then if you have like pretty good, like I do like Flutter Mane on this team to just have another means of Trick Room, but you could have like Ursaluna on this team as well, Iron Hands, and maybe Urshifu. I would say Urshifu, yeah, water, right? And this gives you like a pretty decent core. You have 2 physical attackers, 3 physical attackers, and then you have 2 special attackers, and you have Indeedee, right? Now you have, you know, Trick Room control. You don't have to always play inside of Trick Room. You can have, you know, Trick Room Tech on Flutter Mane just in case, because leading Flutter Mane and then having like a good terror, like a water terror and like a little bulk plus Iron Hands is really reliable at getting Trick Room up, right? And you don't really need the Focus Sash there. You can have the Focus Sash. I guess you can go Focus Sash Flutter Mane, but if you do want to go for the strategy to remove the Chimp Out without it having to take away your terrain, then you want to be able to guarantee outspeed it, right? But if not, then you could go with the Focus Sash set. Focus Sash set, and then, you know, Iron Hands will be Assault Vest, right? So I do feel like this is a strong core, and this is like really powerful for Armarouge, right? And Armarouge, what it don't like is like Tyranitar, but I mean, Urshifu just deals with Tyranitar, right? Then if Tyranitar tears away from its typing, then you can hit it with Expanding Force. So you're doing pretty well from that point. But the fact that it's not as many prominent dark types in the format, plus Armarouge get access to better teammates to help it deal with the dark types, Armarouge is like making a really good comeback, right? I have not seen the weak armor set with Iron Bundle going for, what was it, Flip Turn. So this is a strategy to activate that, is switch in Indeedee and then go for side spam with like weakness policy. So I haven't seen this set running around like I used to in the other series when Armarouge was one of the best Pokemon in the format. So it's really just a Trick Room set that really people are doing. And like also this helps you deal with like the Torkoal Sun teams that are running around. They really don't want to deal with Armarouge, right? And also like Heatran. Heatran doesn't want to deal with you, but you don't want to deal with Heatran, but Heatran also doesn't want to deal with you. And Heatran is teching Earth Power, but then you can just tear in the grass, right? And then it can only hit you with Flash Cannon, which is not doing that much. And if it tears into anything, you can hit it with Expanding Force, right? And I've seen people run Tech Aura Spear just to be able to hit Heatran on the super effective side, right? Which is pretty valuable. But like I said, you also have Iron Hands and Ursaluna and Urshifu to deal with it. And if it tears in the grass, and then you can hit it with your Expanding Force, right? So your teammates actually force Heatran to want to have to tear in the grass, which makes it easier for you to take down, right? So I do feel like this is a pretty good core if you want to, you know, base a team around Trick Room. And this makes it so like you can go Indeedee Armarouge and go for Trick Room, or you can go for Iron Hands Flutter Mane and go for Trick Room, and then have like Armarouge Ursaluna in the back. Or you can have, I would even recommend this like the Mystic Water, just so it can play inside of Trick Room in the event that you're going against like a really fast team instead of the Choice Scarf variant, right? I think it's pretty strong, and I think you always want to probably go Flame Orb. I haven't really seen any other sets. Assault Vest is okay, but I think, you know, having to protect is valuable on this type, and I like to go Ghost typing on mine, just so you're like immune to the fighting type coverage, and it also gets you away from the ground typing, so you're not weak to water, so you can survive a Surging Strikes, because Ursaluna's physical defense is really good, right? 130 base HP plus 105 HP defense investment is just, it's really strong as far as being able to fend off the Surging Strikes and KO it back with like a Guts boosted Facade. So that's just my opinion on this. Tell me what you think about Armarouge. Do you think that it's really good in this format? I could go a little more in depth in it, but I don't really see any other sets being viable. Like I do see Safety Goggles sometime to help you deal with Amoonguss, and then like a Water Terror, so you're not just, you know, removed by Urshifu, or like Ice Spinner, because they can the Chimpow can read you tearing into Grass type and go for the Ice Spinner. So the water helps you keep, you know, still be able to resist the Urshifu Surging Strikes, but keep you from dying to like an Ice Spinner, right? And then the Safety Goggles helps you against some movement, so you can just completely deal with it with Expanding Force or Heat Wave. And then like I recommend the Energy Ball still over the Aura Spear, just because you should have teammates that can deal with Heatran, right? Don't just let your team be completely walled by Heatran, so Armarouge has to deal with it. Let Armarouge be able to do what it likes to do, and let your teammates deal with Heatran, right? So I recommend Energy Ball, just so if Amoonguss wants to tear in the water, you can still hit it, and you're not like just walled by it. Of course, you can still hit it with Expanding Force regardless, but just being able to hit water type super effectively, I just feel like it's good for a fire type, right? So that's my opinion on that. Let me know, guys, what you think down low. If you think Armarouge is still, you know, really good in its format. Do you think it's making a comeback? Because I did not see it at all in Regulation C, but now I'm using it. I just made a team with it. That's kind of on my profile right now, if you guys want to go check out that video. And let me know what you think. So drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. turn on those post notifications, because we are posting Pokemon content every single day. And if I'm not posting a video, then I'm posting a short, but I am getting content out every single day. And I'm continuing to, you know, evolve my channel and continue to grow and just make my content better from there. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, deuces.